Just a few minutes ago, I was inside browsing YouTube, and I saw this video of a guy that built a Dakota Fire Pit, is one name for it. It's where you basically have a fire pit that goes straight down into the hole, like a tube, sort of, and then it has a connecting air tunnel, usually another tube, and then they're connected. And the purpose of that is so that you get adequate airflow to the bottom of the fire, pretty much eliminating any smoke. Mosquitoes. Pretty much eliminating any smoke from the fire, and it also keeps it below the ground level so that you don't have to worry about the light being cast very far. So I decided I felt like trying that, and never hurts to have some more practice starting a fire or anything. So out here I have my rehandled cold steel shovel. It's a little rusty because I haven't used it in a while, and a lot of the paint wore off at the beach because I take this beaching with me. It's a great sand digging tool. So I have this to dig the holes, and then to help get the fire started I have a cold steel Norse hawk that I've been playing around with, as well as, of course, my trusty knife. So I'll get that started and show you the progress along the way. Here's the hole, about 14 inches deep or so, and that should hold the fire just fine. You can see that on each side. It's about the width of the shovel. Alright, you can see here I have the hole that I dug first, and then on this side I have a much larger pile of dirt. What I actually did is I started out with the bridge about 1.5 feet long, and I discovered that was a really bad idea as soon as I started trying to dig the tunnel that connects the two holes, because 1.5 feet is a lot of dirt to move through without collapsing it. So I brought this wall to connect the two holes. I brought this wall way in, so that now there's about 8 inches at the most connecting them of dirt there, and then it was much easier to push through. And total build time so far is right about 27 minutes, start to finish. That does not include me going inside to change my shirt, because I didn't want to get my fancy athletic shirt all dirty. So I'll bring the camera over to show you what it looks like from the top. What I've done is I've collected some small kindling and some slightly larger kindling to go along with my shavings. This wood, I couldn't get any of it to really turn into any good feather sticks, so I just collected a pile of shavings, and then off to the side over here I have a collection of larger wood if I decide to use that. What I've done here is I've just taken one of these smaller sticks and made a really fine feather stick. I'm going to try to light it with my fire steel, just for the sake of practice. Here we go. So now I'm holding it underneath these. So in the end, the Dakota Fire Pit seems to be working out pretty nicely. With a couple of saplings to hold your pot over the fire, it's easy to cook over. No having to hang anything or anything, just pop a couple of sticks right there. If you had a metal grill, you could lay it right there and put your food right on the grill. It seems to be working pretty well now that I've got it going. As you saw, it was pretty smoky at the start, but fairly smoke-free right here. It's very easy to feed the fire. You can just drop sticks right on top of it, and works fine. It's easy to feed oxygen into the fire too by blowing, or if you have anything you can use like a fan, just right down that hole and it goes straight to the center of the fire. A lot like a forge actually, for metalworking. It seems to work great. Whether I'm going to make them very often, I don't know, because even with my shovel, it took me about 25 minutes. So I would say if I were to do it again, based on what I've learned today, and the soil conditions aren't much worse than this, it would probably take me between 15 and 20 minutes. I would say 15 minutes probably, which is not really a big deal if you're going to be spending a couple of days in a camp, but if you're through hiking or something, it's definitely not something you're going to want to do, especially when you have to carry the weight of a shovel like this. You could use a smaller trowel, it would take longer and it would be more difficult.